Hello, I am Wanderer001 and this is my review of the High Sierra Swerve backpack. I got this as a replacement for my aging Eastpack backpack. They were really popular back in the day and it finally was on its last legs. I ripped the shoulder pads, I ripped the bottom out somehow on a trip. So I needed a new backpack to take my stuff to and from work because I work at a place where backpacks are commonplace, and I'm not yet at a point in my life where I'm going to be using a briefcase to go to and from work. So I needed a backpack. You could use this as a school backpack because it's about the same size and dimensions as most standard school backpacks, high school, middle school, college. The general dimensions of the Swerve here are a height of 19 inches from top to bottom, not including the little handle here at the top. It has a length of 13 inches across from side to side and a width of 7.5 inches. Now, it might not look that wide, but that's because of these compression straps that keep the backpack small if you want to have a smaller backpack. I'll go into the details of the compression straps and the pockets in a moment. I'm not going to get into the material type and so forth. I'll link that down in the description area below, only because I'm not going to waste video time with that. We are, however, going to start off on the back of the backpack, only because the pockets are the more time-consuming part. So if we open it up here, you can see that there are 3 padded sections of the back, one for each of your shoulder blades, and down here for your lower back. They are mesh, so they have a slight ventilation to them. They are decently cushioned for what they are padding wise, and this little strip here, even though it's not the super cushiony bit that these are, it is softer than the other parts of the backpack, including these areas down here. These have a little cushion to them. If we look at the straps, they are S-shaped and wide, which may or may not be why it's called the Sierra Swerve. I have not had any problems with the shoulder straps at all. They are quite comfortable, and if you saw my Kelty Red Wing backpack review, I screwed up my shoulder a long time ago, and shoulder straps on a bag are very important for me. So these don't hurt at all. They also have the Sierra suspension system, which is this little elastic bit back here that allows the shoulder strap to adjust based on the weight in the pack. It also has these little bits up front which are not elastic, and you can hook things off of these, or in my opinion, I think they're there to keep the elastic from overstretching, which is a good idea. And you also have this weird front pocket here. Not really the size for a cell phone, maybe some pens or pepper spray or a knife. That's probably about all you're going to get in there. You do have little plastic hooks or little plastic bits at the end, which make for easy adjusting to grab onto and or hanging stuff off of. The one thing I didn't like about the shoulder straps, the adjustments were a little stiff here. Aside from that, I mean, if you're not going to be adjusting it all that much, it's not something you really should concern yourself with. Up at the top, there is a thick, what I would classify as oversized, extra padded top grab. Again, coming from an old-fashioned Eastpack bag, which is like half the size of this and is just made of nylon, similar to how you would have on the bottom of the shoulder straps here. This was a welcome change. It took me a little bit of time getting used to the fact that this was so thick that I could grab onto it as opposed to just grabbing it from the shoulder strap as I normally do, or did. All right, so we're gonna come around to the front here. And again, this particular backpack comes in a myriad of colors that you can choose from. This is the particular blue and gray motif. I'll link down in the description to Amazon, where you can go and see all the different color combinations. I normally go with a straight black backpack, but I'm trying to get away from that a little more recently. One of the things about the Swerve that I like over my old backpack, these silver and or white stripings, depending on how they come out in the video or across the top here, and here are all reflective. So very useful when walking around at night. I can't tell you how many times I've almost gotten hit in my parking lot walking from the office back to my car. But now I'm more visible with these lovely reflectors. So starting off, there are several different pockets that are, part of the Swerve here. We've got your front smaller pocket, we'll say, which is going to be interesting to do. Let's see if I can flip this down. So this is generally where you're going to put your smaller items. There's pens, a small pouch area there, as well as mesh pockets and little divider and a key fob. Now you'll notice that I can't open this all the way. That's because on the side there are these little flap extensions, which are kind of nice. So even if you load it up, you don't have to worry about unzipping it all the way and having everything flop out on you. It's going to stay in a slightly closed position. Now it makes this video a little difficult to do, but it's a nice feature to have. And we're going to zip that back up. I will say this, the zippers themselves are rather nice and large, and for the most part fairly smooth when opening and shutting the bag. You'll notice I did get hung up a little bit there on the corner. Occasionally the interior fabric material does get caught in the zipper. It's not terrible, but it's something to keep in mind. Now I'm going to open this one more time because I neglected to show you. There is, right there, a little icon for headphones. Might be a little difficult to see, but there is a little hole that'll allow you to slip some headphones in if you happen to keep a MP3 player or cell phone back there in order to listen to music. It's not exactly well placed in my opinion, but what can you do? All right, moving along, we have this quarter opening, not a full opening. It is a very large bit, so if you can get past the smaller opening here, there is a very large amount of space there. And again, kind of getting hung up on that little side because of the material. All right, so before moving forward, we're gonna come across to the side here because we have these compression straps on both sides of the bag, which help to keep it in the smaller form factor that I normally keep it in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open those up so that the other pockets that we're going to be going to are more accessible. You can see if I stretch that out a little more, it takes on the shape of a more substantial bag. Now, there are these mesh elastic side pockets, obviously for water bottles. It does fit a standard water bottle. Getting a canteen style water in here might be a little difficult, but if you have a water bottle plastic, it will fit in here nicely. The elasticity of these side pockets is rather good. I've kept a water bottle in here probably for 3 weeks just to see what it would do, and it didn't really lose any of its elasticity. So coming back around to the front, we're going to open up the larger of the pockets, and hopefully that'll flop down far enough that you'll be able to see inside there. There's no dividers in here. It's just a large cabinet space for you to put whatever you want in. Again, rather nice, rather big. You might notice there, depending on the lighting, there is a little stain from the other pocket here, because this is normally where I put my lunch and so forth. So there was a tea mug that kind of stained the interior here. So not stain resistant inside, but not really that important if it's just a bag and nobody's really looking in it. But just something to consider or keep in mind, the fact that it's not going to be quite as resistant to stain as you might want. And I'm going to just close that up. All right, coming to the top, there is a small hanging pocket. It's just, all that is hangs inside the large cavernous area, and you could kind of put stuff that you want to get to really quick, sunglasses. In my case, I keep headphones and, Advil and so forth up at the top. All right, so this last bit gonna try and fold the front of the backpack down, because again, this one does not open up all the way. It stops just at the top of where the elastic for the water bottles is. But this is your tech area. So it's got a, front has some space so that you can throw extra materials in there. It does have a dedicated laptop and tablet sleeve. So it's got this little padded divider so you can have a, tablet up there, and then you could stick a laptop back there. There is a plastic, almost want to call it a frame sheet back there for the laptop to rest on. Now they say the back here is supposed to be able to accommodate up to a 17-inch laptop depending on the size of it. I tried putting my Dell XPS in here, 17. It got in there okay, albeit very snug, but I was not able to zip the bag back up. So in the description area, I will put the size specifications that they say it's supposed to be able to accommodate, laptop wise, so you can make an educated decision on your own. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you front and back on a, person, give you a general idea of the size of it, see what it looks like in relation to a person of medium build, and just so you can visually see, aside from me just talking about it sitting here in a chair. Okay, so when all is said and done, it's a good backpack. I like it a lot. I got it back in November on a lightning deal from Amazon. So speaking of Amazon, the prices are going to range from anywhere from $100 to $41 normally for this backpack, depending on where you get it. I got it for $30 on a lightning deal back in November for Black Friday. So I've been eyeballing it for a while. But the deal is kind of what sealed it into me getting this particular backpack. Would I pay $40 for it? Yeah, I probably would. It's now that I've had it for a while and I could see the type of quality and construction and just in my daily life how I use it. I would spend that much on it. It's up to you to decide if it's the amount that you want to spend for it. All in all, I mean, it is a excellent backpack. I didn't neglect to show you the bottom there. So there's what the bottom looks like. It's slightly reinforced, but no texture or anything to that effect. So, I mean, if you're considering the High Sierra Swerve, I would recommend it. I would check it out. I like it, but doesn't mean you will like it. But I hope this video helps you in your decision of if this is the bag that you want. With that said, I have been Wanderer 001, and thanks for watching.